I'm not missing my girl's trip for your drama, she said when I was in the hospital after my car accident. So I had the nurses remove her from my contacts and recovered alone. Now she's living with her parents and begging me to take her back after her Vegas friends cut her off. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. I never thought I'd be writing this, but I need to get it out somewhere. This happened 6 months ago, and I'm still processing how someone I loved for 3 years could be so heartless. Sarah and I had been together since college. We moved in together last year, and I thought we were building something real. I work construction, she's in marketing, and we had our routines. She was always into experiences and social media stuff, but I figured that was just her personality. I was saving money for an engagement ring. The accident happened on a Thursday afternoon. I was driving home from a job site when some teenager ran a red light and T-boned my truck. The impact threw me around pretty bad. I couldn't feel my legs for the first 10 minutes, and the paramedics were worried about spinal damage. From the ambulance, I called Sarah. Sarah, I'm in an ambulance. I need you at General Hospital. What? Right now? Jake, I have my flight tomorrow morning for Vegas. The pain was making it hard to think straight. I can't feel my legs, Sarah. Oh God. Okay, but like, how long is this going to take? Because the girls are expecting me at the airport at 6 a.m. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Sarah, I might be paralyzed. You're not paralyzed, Jake. Don't be dramatic. I'll come as soon as I can, but I need to know if this is going to mess up my weekend. She hung up. I stared at the phone, listening to the paramedic tell me we were almost at the hospital. My girlfriend of 3 years had just prioritized a Vegas trip over the possibility that I might never walk again. Sarah showed up 2 hours later. I found out from my brother later that she'd stopped to get her nails done because she couldn't go to Vegas with chipped polish. When she walked into my room, she was checking her phone. How are you feeling? She asked, not looking up from her screen. Been better. What did the doctor tell you? Something about observation. They want to keep you overnight. She finally looked at me. You can walk though, right? I saw you sitting up. Barely. My back is messed up pretty bad. But you're okay? Like, you're not dying or anything. The doctor came in before I could answer. Mr. Davidson, we need to keep you through the weekend for observation. We're seeing some concerning inflammation around your L3 and L4 vertebrae. We want to make sure there's no permanent damage. Sarah perked up. Through the weekend? Like until Monday? Possibly Tuesday, depending on how the swelling responds. I have plans this weekend. The doctor looked at her like she'd spoken in a foreign language. Ma'am, your boyfriend has a potentially serious spinal injury. But he's conscious and talking. He's going to be fine, right? We're monitoring the situation. After the doctor left, Sarah sat down and pulled out her phone again. Sarah, what? Are you seriously thinking about leaving for Vegas while I'm in the hospital? Jake, I've had this trip planned for 3 months. Brittany's bachelorette party. I already paid for everything. I might have permanent back damage. But you don't. The doctor said they're just watching you. I couldn't believe I had to explain this. Because that's what they do when someone might be paralyzed. Stop saying that word. You're fine. Look, you're sitting up, you're talking. You'll probably be discharged tomorrow. That night, Sarah went home to pack. She posted an Instagram story of her suitcase with the caption, Vegas baby. Slot machine airplane. I saw it from my hospital bed at 11 p.m. Friday morning, she showed up with her luggage. I thought you weren't going, I said when I saw the bags. Why would you think that? I've been planning this for months. Because I'm in the hospital. I'm not missing my girl's trip for your drama, Jake. The doctors said you're fine. I can barely walk. You'll be fine by Monday. I'll see you when I get back. She kissed my forehead like she was leaving for work and walked out. I watched her post a selfie from the airport 20 minutes later. Off to Sin City with my girls. Glowing star. I stared at the ceiling for a long time after that. The nurse who'd been taking care of me, Maria, came in to check my vitals. Your girlfriend leave for her trip? She asked quietly. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's fine. No, it's not. She paused while checking my phone. You want me to update your emergency contact information? I looked at her. This woman I'd known for 24 hours had more compassion in her voice than my girlfriend of 3 years. Yeah, my brother Mike. I gave her his number. Good choice. I got discharged Saturday afternoon. Mike picked me up, and we didn't talk much during the drive. He helped me into my apartment, and that's when I saw Sarah's stuff everywhere. Her makeup scattered on the bathroom counter. Her clothes thrown over the chair. Her coffee cup in the sink from Thursday morning, before she knew if I'd ever walk again. I started packing her belongings. "You sure about this?" Mike asked. "Yeah." It wasn't anger. I felt eerily calm, like something had clicked into place. I packed her clothes, her toiletries, her books. Everything that belonged to her went into boxes. Mike didn't ask questions, just helped me tape them up. I changed the lock Sunday evening. I blocked her on social media, but not before seeing her Vegas posts. Pictures of her and her friends at clubs, drinks in hand, huge smiles. The caption on one read, "Living my best life. Sometimes you have to choose yourself." Woman dancing, I chose myself too. I just did it differently. Sarah's trip apparently went sideways Sunday night. I only know this because she tried calling my old number, which I disconnected. When that didn't work, she started reaching out to mutual friends. Our friend Dave texted me Monday. "Sarah's trying to reach you. Says it's an emergency." What kind of emergency? She didn't say, but she sounded upset. She knows where the hospital is. Dave didn't respond to that. Over the next few days, the story came out in pieces through mutual friends. Sarah's girls had ditched her at some club to hook up with guys they'd met. She'd gotten separated from the group, and someone had spiked her drink. She woke up in a hotel bathroom with her purse gone, wallet, phone, ID, everything. She'd spent Sunday night in a Vegas police station, then used the hotel phone to call everyone she could think of for help. Her friends weren't answering. Her parents live in Ohio and don't have money to wire. She was stranded until she could figure out how to get home. The same friends who'd abandoned her for random guys were suddenly too broke to help with a flight home. Brittany, the bride-to-be whose bachelorette party this was, told Sarah she was on her own because Sarah had made bad choices. Sarah finally got home Tuesday, 3 days late, after begging her sister to put a flight on her credit card. By then, I'd already moved her stuff out and started sleeping better than I had in months. She showed up Wednesday evening, expecting to use her key. When it didn't work, she started pounding on the door. Jake, open up. My key's not working." I opened the door, but left the chain on. "Your stuff's with the building manager." "What?" "Jake, what's going on? I've been trying to call you for days." "I changed my number." "Why?" "I was in Vegas. You knew that." "I know." "Jake, let me in. We need to talk about this." "There's nothing to talk about." "Yes, there is. Something happened in Vegas. I need to tell you. I don't want to hear about Vegas." "Jake, please." "The girls left me there. I got robbed. It was horrible." "That sucks." She was crying now. "That's all you have to say?" "What do you want me to say?" "That you forgive me. That we can work through this." "Work through what?" "I know I shouldn't have left while you were hurt. But you did." "I was scared, okay? Hospitals freak me out, and I didn't know how to handle seeing you like that. So you went to Vegas." "I made a mistake." "No, you made a choice." I closed the door. She kept trying for weeks. She'd show up at my work until security started escorting her out. She tried reaching me through my family, through friends, through social media accounts I didn't know she knew about. Her life fell apart pretty quickly. Turns out I'd been covering about 70% of our shared expenses because I made more money. She couldn't afford the apartment we'd looked at together, so she had to move back in with her parents in the suburbs. Her Vegas friends, the same ones who'd left her stranded, stopped including her in things after she kept asking them for money to cover her credit card bills. 2 months after the accident, she somehow got my new address and showed up at my apartment. "Jake, please. I know I messed up. I was young and stupid and I panicked." "Okay. That's it. Just okay. What do you want me to say, Sarah?" "That you'll give me another chance. That what we had meant something to you." "It did." "Then why won't you fight for us?" I looked at her standing in my hallway, crying, desperate. 6 months ago, this would have broken my heart. Now I felt nothing. There's no us to fight for. "Don't say that. We were together for 3 years. And you chose Vegas over me when I needed you most. I told you I was scared." "Of what?" "Of being there when I couldn't walk. Of missing a party. Of everything. Of you being different. Of our life changing. Of having to take care of you." There it was. The truth she'd been dancing around for months. "Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore." "Jake, please." "Sarah, I'm not angry at you." She looked confused. "You're not?" "No. You showed me exactly who you are when it mattered most. I'm grateful for that. What does that mean? It means I know now that when life gets hard, you'll run. And I deserve someone who stays. She started crying harder. I'll stay now? I learned my lesson. No, you learned that running has consequences. That's not the same thing. I started to close the door. Jake, wait. What if something happens to me? What if I need you? I paused. Then I hope you have better friends than the ones you chose in Vegas. That was 4 months ago. She still tries to reach me sometimes, usually late at night through social media or mutual friends. Last week, Dave told me she's been asking about me because she heard I'd started seeing someone new. Her name is Lisa. She's a nurse at the hospital where I recovered, not Maria, but someone from the physical therapy department who helped me get my strength back. When I told her about Sarah, she just said, "Some people panic when they're needed most. Others show up. You deserve someone who shows up." Lisa shows up. She was there when I had follow-up appointments. She stayed when I had bad days where my back hurt too much to move. She didn't make it about her or her plans or her social media. She just showed up. Last month, Sarah sent me a message through her sister. She's sorry and she misses what we had, and she's grown as a person. I told her sister to tell Sarah that I hope she's doing well, but I'm not interested in revisiting the past. Because here's what I learned from all this. When someone shows you who they are in a crisis, believe them the first time. Sarah showed me that in her world, a Vegas trip was more important than my potential paralysis. That's not someone I want to build a life with. I'm not angry anymore. I'm not bitter. I'm just done. Sometimes the best revenge isn't getting even. It's building a life so good that their absence becomes irrelevant. Sarah can text me from whatever couch she's sleeping on these days, but I'm not looking back. I'm too busy looking forward. Update. A lot of people are asking about my back. I'm doing great. Full recovery, no permanent damage. Physical therapy worked, and I'm back to full construction work. Thanks for all the support, Reddit. Sometimes you need strangers on the internet to remind you that you're not crazy for expecting basic human decency from people who claim to love you. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.